Welcome back to the Simply Fitness Podcast. I'm John Stein, and on this episode of the podcast, we're going to talk all about setting up goals for 2021. We're going to talk about reflecting back on the year that was and how to set up goals for you to succeed in this upcoming year. Hope you all enjoy this episode. Yo, welcome back to the Simply Fitness Podcast, final episode of 2020. Super excited for this episode, super excited for the end of the year, excited for 2021. I love the new year. It's like the epic Monday, beginning of the year, time for a new start, new goals, new everything. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, setting goals for 2021. So how I wanted to begin this podcast was not just get right into jumping in on setting goals for 2021. It really starts with looking back at 2020. So I kind of wanted to reflect a little bit about 2020. I thought 2020 was an amazing year. A lot of negative things did happen. I hear it all the time, how 2020 was the worst year ever. No, it just involved a lot of change. A lot of things had to happen. A lot of negative things did happen to me, to the people around me, but so did a lot of positive things. A lot of great things happened to me in 2020. A lot of things that, maybe would have never happened without the pandemic, without anything. So let's be grateful for what we have. If you're listening to this, we're still alive. Our situation might have changed a little bit, but we're still here. And I'm so grateful for that. So grateful for you to listen to me right now, and super grateful for everything that's happened to me in 2020. I wouldn't change a thing. And it is what it is. Could things have been different? Yes. Were they what I planned? Not even close. But we're here. It brought me to this podcast. Super excited. And we're going to get after it. So reflecting is definitely the first step that you want to take when setting your goals. You want to look back at, okay, what were your goals this year? And yes, they probably changed. I know mine did. I know I didn't accomplish everything I wanted to coming into 2020. A lot of things have changed. But I did accomplish a lot. And you want to look back at that and reflect on, okay, what did I do well? What can I do better? And what do I want to achieve next year? Without looking back at what you did, how are you going to know what to do looking forward? So look back, reflect, think about, okay, what did I do well this year? What can I do better? And what do I want to improve on next year? What are my goals? So you want to see, did you accomplish your goals? Did you set 2020 goals? If you did you accomplish it? How close were you? Did you exceed those goals and whatnot? And did those goals change? Because, the pandemic did happen. A lot of things changed for a lot of people. I know my goals changed drastically. I started this podcast, added a new goal. There you go. Achieved a lot of great things this year. So did you accomplish those? Do you want to keep building on those goals for 2020? Or do you want to take a completely different direction? That's the time. This is the time to do so. So as well as you want to look at not just one area of your life. Like, I know we talk about fitness a lot on here. I'm going to be talking mostly relating this back to fitness goals. But what are your goals for fitness? What are your goals for the relationships in your life? What are the goals for your business or for your job or for whatever area, whatever hobbies, things like that? Look at all areas of your life and look at what you want to achieve in all of them. You don't have to set goals for all of them. You don't always need to have goals for those. But if you're looking to build, to create goals. Do you want to, maybe spend more time with your spouse or your children, your family, your friends? You want to be a better communicator? Do you want to, whatever it may be, move up in that job? Are you trying to get a promotion this year? Are you trying to look for a new job? Are you trying to venture into a new area? Grow your business, start a business. Hobbies, start a new hobby, build on that, improve on that hobby you already have. There's so many ways you can go about it, but if you don't take the time, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, just thinking about this and reflecting on what you have and, being about how grateful about all the things that you've accomplished this year, how are you going to know where to begin? That's your beginning point, today. What have you come from 2020? Now, what am I bringing into 2021? So let's get into, actually setting goals here. What are good goals? How do we create good goals? So really, when we're thinking about goals, a lot of people have a problem with how a lot of people set their goals. In the fact as they're very result oriented. They're looking to lose 15 pounds. They're looking to get that new promotion. They're looking to, whatever it may be. It's all based off results, climbing that mountain, whatever it may be. They're only focused on the results. But how do you get to those results? Just having a goal doesn't do anything for you. It just gives you a direction to go in, but no steps or map to get there. So let's create better goals. Let's create goals that are actually going to be achievable and actually help you get to where you want to be. So first thing when you're setting a goal is it needs to be specific. Get as specific as possible with your goal. Like I said before, are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to get stronger in your fitness? We're going to relate this back to fitness, but in any area, like be specific with that goal. If you're too broad, like want to lose weight, like how much weight, how much muscle do you want to gain? How fast do you want to be? How fast do you want your mile time? How fast do you want that 5K? How strong do you want that deadlift? Like be specific with that goal. The more specific you are, the more defined your map is going to be. If you don't define it, it's going to be much more broad and less likely for you to achieve that goal. Next, keep it simple. If our goals are way too complex, involve a lot of moving parts, especially when you're trying to start something new, like say a fitness journey, like a fat loss journey or muscle gain journey, you haven't done so before, keep it simple. Simplicity is going to lead to better results at the beginning, and then you can always make it more complex as time goes on, but keep it simple. A lot of New Year's resolutions fail because people jump in headfirst into the deep end without learning how to swim to begin with. So you have no habits, you have no foundation to build on that goal. So keep it simple at the beginning. Look for actions that are going to be simple, like tracking how much food you're eating, working out 3 days a week, going for walks, whatever it may be. Keep it simple. Next leads right into that actionable. You want your goals focused around the actions that you are taking each and every day. So what actions can you take to achieve the goals that you want to achieve? So just like we said, tracking calories, going for walks, eating a certain amount of protein, deadlifting 3 times a week, whatever it may be, those are actions that are going to lead you to your goal. Without those actions, the actions are the roadmap to that goal. So find actions that are going to lead to that end result that you want to go. So though you're still striving for that result, you have those actions building that map to help you actually achieve that goal and have you figure out, okay, these are the steps I need to take to get to my destination. Next, you want to make sure that goal is challenging, but also realistic at the same time. If your goal is too easy, you're less likely to see those results, but also less likely to continue on with it. The same thing when it's too challenging. If it's too challenging, you're more likely to give up on that goal. So you got to find that happy medium that's challenging, but as well as realistic. So it's a nice balance there. So I like to have a nice confidence meter. If from 1 to 10, how confident are you that you're going to be able to achieve that goal? I like my clients to be anywhere from 8 to 10. So being confident enough in your abilities to achieve that goal. So you don't want it too easy where you're like, I can do that 15. Okay, let's see if maybe, 2 times a week, I can definitely do that. Maybe if that sounds too easy, do 3. You can always add on there if it becomes a little too easy for you, or you find that habit sticking with you within those first 3 weeks, you can always change that goal. Goals are not always, super strict. They ebb and flow. So you might find out in 3 weeks, your goal, you might have set a goal for 6 months and get it done in 2 months. Okay, maybe I now have to adjust that goal a little bit, make it a little bit more complex, maybe add, a little bit more of a challenge for me because I was able to achieve it in 2 months. That brings up the next point is have a timetable. So have some type of idea in your head about how long it's going to take you to achieve that goal. If your goal is to lose 60 pounds, that's most likely going to take you all year. So that's your yearly goal. Maybe break that up into monthly goals, 5 pounds a month. If, you want to go from not running at all to running a marathon, okay, maybe that's going to take you 6 to 8 months to train for that marathon, or half marathon or whatever it may be. Same thing with the deadlift. Have a timetable for, okay, I can gain at least 10 pounds onto my deadlift every month. Okay, and I want to do 50 pounds. Okay, let's aim for 5 months. I should be able to get that by May. And then adjust every single month. Oh, okay, this month I was able to do 15. Last month, the month now I did 20. Okay, maybe that goal I can actually achieve that maybe in 3 to 4 months. So always have a timetable. It gives you a little added pressure of when to achieve that goal. If you don't set a timetable, it's going to take you as long as you set to achieve that goal. That's how the human mind works. That's why you want to have a slight due date. But you also want to be realistic with that due date. You can't expect to lose 60 pounds in 1 month. That's an astronomical amount, and it's probably going to be done unhealthily if achieved. So let's be realistic with the results we're going to get and that timetable. So there we go. With setting goals, we want to keep it specific, simple, actionable, challenging, but also realistic. And you need to have some type of timetable for that goal. So just some quick tips on, setting goals, things that I like to do, things that I find helpful that really help me, set my goals for the year is first, brainstorm. Like just have a brain dump. Okay, what are the things I think I want to achieve this year? Break them up in different aspects of my life, whether it be business, fitness, relationships, things like that. What are the things that I want to achieve in the next following year? Write it down. You might come up with 10 ideas, 20 ideas. From there, then you can narrow down, okay, what's realistic? If you want to lose fat, gain muscle, run a half marathon, well, you can't do all three at the same time. That's not really realistic. So focus on one. Maybe you'll get some of those results for those other goals, but focus on one. If your focus is spread out too far between too many things, it's going to be less likely you're going to achieve any three versus if you just went after one, you're more likely to achieve that one. So take that brainstorming, take that, brain dump and go from there. Adjust, get those few ideas and then narrow down. Okay, these are the 1 to 2 goals I want for fitness this year. These are the 1 to 2 goals I want for my relationships, 1 to 2 goals for my business, job, whatever it may be. Have a couple different goals. I aim to have, anywhere between like 3 to 5 goals for that upcoming year. It helps give you something to strive for throughout that year. And you can always adjust. My goals change all the time, based off of, A, the results I'm getting, but B, also life circumstance. We never planned for a pandemic. I moved 10 hours away into a different situation, to a different job, into a different lifestyle. My goals are going to change that way. So you got to be able to adjust. Your goals are going to adjust. Things are going to happen in 2021 that we're never going to be able to predict. They could be great things. They could be bad things. but your goals are going to adjust from there. So we start 2021. At the end of 2021, your goals might be completely different, but that's okay. But at least now that you have that, list, you have that idea. Okay, now you have it narrowed down. This is what's going to be guiding you for the rest of the year. So next is I like to write down my goals, like physically, hand to paper to pen, writing down exactly what my goals are for that year. And then I like to post it up somewhere where you can see it every single day. My desk is my favorite place, but it could be on your nightstand. It could be on your refrigerator, in your car, your workstation, whatever it may be. Have those goals posted and look at them every single day. And think about, what am I doing today to help me achieve those goals? What are you striving for? Okay, you want fat loss? Okay, my actions were counting my calories. Did I count my calories today? Did I count my calories yesterday? That's going to help hold you accountable to those goals. You wrote it down. It's right there on paper. You can't lie to yourself. It's on there. It's right in front of your face. And that's going to help you hold yourself accountable to those goals. So I love to have them right in front of me, just as that little reminder in the back of your mind. Okay, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. And every day, because some goals are going to take a while. Some goals may take all year. Some goals might be 6 months. Some goals might be 3 months. But seeing them every day as a daily reminder, okay, this is what I'm going for, is going to help you in the back of your mind remember, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this. I'm going to achieve this goal. I'm striving for that. And last tip is enjoy the journey. 2021 is going to be another year in your life. It's going to be a great year. Enjoy the journey. This is exactly why I don't like to focus on those results. Focus in on those actions. Those actions are the journey. Those are what you're actually going to learn. That's where you're actually going to get better as a person and as a human being by focusing in on those actions. Those actions are what's going to help you grow and become your maximal self. It's not the results. I've talked about this before on the podcast. Just because you lose weight and you achieve your goal weight doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you a better you. What made you a better you was striving for that goal and coming out the other side, having learned those principles with nutrition, with fitness, with your mindset to achieve those goals. If you lose that weight in a very unhealthy way, just because your weight on that scale is lower doesn't mean that you came out of as a better version of yourself. So always remember that the result is not what you get from those goals. It's becoming a better person. It's becoming a better you, a better version of yourself, and growing into that better you, into that maximal self. So enjoy the journey. Enjoy 2021. 2020 might not have been your year, but I know 2021 will be. Let's go into it with that fresh mindset, that fresh cleanse. It's going to be a great year. I know big things are coming for everybody. So let's get after it. I know I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. A lot of great things have happened, at the tail end of 2020 for me. And I know things are going to only grow from here, as they always do. They always grow. And it might not seem that way, but that's why we reflect and we look back. I think, man, how did I grow in 2020? So many things. So many great things have happened. You might not remember them. That's why we got to reflect, because the human mind is naturally built to not remember the positive things. Our mind is not designed to remember almost all those positive things. It's designed to remember those negative things, because that negative things are what help us adapt and stay alive. We're still fighting for that survival of the fittest. So let's reflect on all those great things that happened in 2020. That's why it's so important. So I hope you all have a happy and healthy new year. Hope your holidays were amazing. 2021 is going to be our year. Do not worry. So if you need any help coming up with your 2021 goals, if you want to, jump on a call, shoot me an email, shoot me a message. I got some coaching spots open for 21 still. Got a couple left. So if you're looking to get after your fitness goals, you want help creating, a fitness and nutrition plan that's going to help you achieve your maximal self, whether it be fat loss, muscle gain, body transformation. Let's get after it. I'm super stoked to work with, just brought on a bunch of clients. I'm super stoked to, work with them and get those results. So if you're looking to take that guesswork out of your fitness goals, make 2021 your year to get in the best shape of your life, to feel the best you've ever felt, let's get after it. Shoot me an email, shoot me a DM on Instagram, whatever's the easiest way for you, and let's get after it. Like, I'm pumped for 2021. I know it's your year to find success with fitness, with nutrition, and with your fitness goals. So let's get after it, everyone. Hope you all have a great year. Let's keep getting after it. Make sure you here's a little challenge. If you listen to this podcast, go ahead, shoot me a DM with your 2021 goals. I'm going to be posting those up on my Instagram as well. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's get after those goals. So shoot me a DM with your 2021 goals and let's achieve them. Let's go, guys. Hope you all have an amazing day and Happy New Year, y'all.